What's up, Internet? Welcome back again to the Fire Emblem Warriors character showcase, and we're going to be looking at the second character from the Fire Emblem Awakening DLC pack. This is Tharja, the Plegian Dark Mage that everyone's been so fond of. Now, the thing that makes Tharja so interesting is that in comparison to Robin, who has the exact same moveset, she does have a bit of a messy stat spread. You'll actually find this very apparent when you look at how it's spread out. She boasts just a little bit more magic, much less resistance and skill, but she does win in terms of speed, and her defenses also, I believe, are slightly more. These tend to be the main differences. Her luck is quite low too, but the thing is though, she doesn't have to rely on things like Luna or lethality that much, and due to the fact that she has higher speed, she can capitalize on that a little bit more thanks to the new Gale Force skill that was brought up. Now, obviously, Gale Force might be a little bit more your speed if you're just looking for raw damage or more reliability, but this time around, because the Vengeance skill is her unique skill, or one that she actually comes with, I wanted to sort of give more focus on that. So the thing about the Vengeance ability in and of itself, it's very interesting. Basically, your HP slowly drains, normal damage rises in proportion to remaining HP. The thing about this is that while your HP slowly drains, it never goes down to zero. This means that you could go to the minimum amount, and then you will have the maximum damage attribute as a result. The thing about this, though, is that it only calculates normal damage. This means that you won't be able to do things like go all the way down to your 1 HP, switch characters, do a dual warrior special, then switch back. But the whole concept of switching would be very beneficial, and putting her with a paired unit would also be very good, thanks to the fact that pair-ups can actually defend her from any incoming damage. So that's basically what this is. She's quite strong on her own. 131 magic is very solid, and due to the fact that she does get upgraded with Vengeance is actually quite useful. Trample we're going to be adding with us just because we're going to get as much extra damage as we can. Magic plus 10, want to bring this a little bit higher. Solidarity when we do end up switching between characters. Astra is going to be a mainstay. I'm going to talk a little bit more in a future video about whether Acceleration, the new weapon skill, is worth getting, but Astra will be what we're using today. Armored Blow is quite nice just because with most of the casters, the animations for their attacks are actually quite lengthy and we don't want to be interrupted as we're doing it. Not to mention that if she's able to stonewall her way through her animations, then that damage will bring us closer down to the minimum, which will give us as much damage as possible. There's a lot of cool things you can do with Tharja. Again, Gale Force might be an idea due to the fact that Tharja can already reliably get yellow stun gauges to build up her meter. So there is plenty of things you can do, but for now, we're going to focus a little bit more on Vengeance. Now, when it comes to her weapon, she has Tharja's Hex. The cool thing about this is, there's like with any other tome user, I think I mentioned this before in the Lind video, she actually doesn't have much in the way of mandatory skills or abilities, but I'm going to be using Strong 1 just because it's a very useful technique. Mount Slayer, just because I want to have bonus damage from some source. Bolster, I want to have this one because it'll make my Strong 1 stronger. And Desperate Plus. Desperate Plus is quite useful because it stacks with the same ability as Vengeance with the exact same effect. Is quite nice. Critical Focus and Armor Strike. Now, the reason why I wanted to have Critical Focus is because I want to make sure that I can quickly break down the yellow stun gauges we make. And the thing about Armor Strike is because we're playing such a risky game, the thing about this is we want to make sure that if they do survive, then they're not going to survive the second hit. We want to make sure that she is going to kill enemies as fast as possible, so that's why we have it. Although, you guys probably know the real reason why you want the Armor Strike. Yeah. kidding, but that's basically what it is though. We want to make sure that the enemy's defenses will be cut. So what we have, as you probably saw, is the same map where you would get the scroll or the opus for Tharja's weapon. We're going to go ahead and actually pair Tharja up with Robin this time around. Probably a playable Robin because we want to make use of the switching. So if we find that we're a little bit scared, we want to make sure that we don't have to take any unnecessary risks. We are going to just go ahead and do this. And the nice thing about this particular character, too, is that she does borrow the exact same moveset as Robin, but with slightly more in certain offensive stats. Now, unfortunately, her skill isn't as high as Robin's, but that's okay because there is the very real possibility that you can switch to Robin, go do your dual warrior special, then switch back to Tharja to stay on the Vanguard. So here we go. This is actually a long time coming. You really can't wait to do this. Where is this Robin? Here we are. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is just go ahead and then work our way. Remember, the priority that I usually do when it comes to actually fighting these particular enemies or doing any of these maps is to go for the captains first and then start working on the forts. So thanks to the fact we have critical focus, it'll be quite easy to go through this. And due to the fact that these characters, or these Pegasus Knights, tend to have high resistance, we're actually just going to go ahead and spam our Combo 6. Combo 6 is really, really cool looking. I love the updates that they've done for it. Okay, so now my HP is going down fairly quickly. That's going to be okay. I'm going to be very reliant on having Robin create stun gauges for me. Tharja is the kind of character that relies a lot, and unfortunately, because she doesn't have a very high luck stat, she won't be able to get lethality as reliably. That's okay though, I don't mind that too much, because again, because of the way that the Robin moveset works, there's going to be plenty of hits, plenty of opportunities for us to build that yellow stun gauge. No, sorry, not yellow stun gauge. The meter that is beneath the portrait to actually get ourselves into a yellow stun gauge, like what we're going to do right now. There we go, yellow stun gauge should take 2 hits, and this is going to be a large AoE for all of us. And yeah, like most of these times it's going to be a 2-hit, what's it called? It'll take 2 critical strikes. And if you had the higher skill set, that would have been better. But again, she has such low skill and luck that Lethality Luna won't be as viable on her. Alright, so just slowly working our way through. That's kind of the focus on this. We're just going to rush everyone while we can. Our combos are steadily going to start doing more damage just because of all that vengeance. So even though these characters have such high resistance, again, we do have the armor strike, so we're going to cut those resistances in half. Okay, Headhunter boss. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is do a little frisbee move and then walk forward. And if these guys survive this dual warrior special, then all the stun gauges will be completely broken. It's really, really fun stuff. And off we go. Now, other ideas that I want to have for this particular character, I did mention the Gale Force. One other idea would be to do Lone Wolf. There is the very real possibility that you can get Tharja into that damage threshold with Vengeance and still have the effects of Lone Wolf. It's a little bit more risky, very much so a glass cannon. It's kind of funny because the previous video that I had that regarded the Tome user was, I believe, Lind, and she had a very glass cannon effect. And the thing is, too, there is the new experience check restriction that is added to the maps in this game, and that is going to increase the damage of these characters even further. If they so much as sneeze on Tharja, then she is going to die a very, very painful death. Alright, so here comes the Tharja, and I timed it too early. That's my problem. I used this attack way too early, but that's okay. She has relatively high resistance, but again, we're going to go ahead and cut that in half. And you know what? I am a little bit scared of this right now, so we're just going to go ahead and do another special so that we can get ourselves this. Not to mention, it'll also give you guys an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And so yeah, that's going to be that. Send in Robin, missed, dodge this, and then use my special. Yeah, if you see that big white smoke appear around them before they attack, then that's when you know that they're going to follow it up with another special. The AI for the enemy has become very, very crafty lately. Okay, I have to fight some more enemies here to get Robin ready. Do I? Yes, I landed it. And usually the combo 6 is more than enough. The nice thing about the Robin combo 6 is the fact that it keeps everyone airborne, so you can juggle them, and also you can use your combo 4 to release another stun gauge as they land, so you can actually loop between those two combos in order to get yourself some more damage and critical hits indefinitely. Alrighty, we do have a couple of mounted enemies that are coming in. I've probably already explained this before, but the nice thing about this particular moveset is that with this giant frisbee move, the gimmick, all of the effects of your weapons will actually be applied to it when it comes to Slayers. So if you have a, say, Draco Slayer and then you use that, then the entire wave of dragons will actually get killed in one hit because the damage multiplier on that move is actually quite high. So what I'm basically doing is just rushing from place to place. I'm actually going to be more reliant on our allies just a little bit more because I want to make sure that we can actually get an S rank this time around for our KOs. Tharja is the kind of person that has more of an emphasis on single target damage in comparison to Robin, just due to the fact that her offensive stats are just a little bit higher. And here we are. Okay, so we have to go ahead and get the other sorcerer. She's a very fun unit overall, definitely a lot weaker in comparison to all the other DLC characters that we have. Most of them have very established niches, but the thing is though, she's very much a product of the DLC pack in that she was designed with the intention of using something like Gale Force, but because we do have the Vengeance, and actually we are reaching the threshold where the Desperation Plus on our weapon is actually going to also stack with the effect, so that's going to be really nice damage for us too. So here we go. And yeah, the Sorcerer's casting Lightning here. We're actually going to go ahead and send someone to relieve our captain fighting against the core, and I think our allied commander is going to be having some trouble too, I believe. They should be fine. clear this out first, and we will just risk that. Here we go. Again, it only takes one combo to break this, and then it should just take a couple of regular attacks, even though sorcerers have relatively high resistance. So yeah, you saw that there. Cut the defenses in half, and all those damage multipliers from Vengeance and Desperation really kick in, making into something special. You have to be very careful though, and very perceptive of all the things that your opponents are doing when you're playing it with this kind of build. It's so dangerous, and the thing that I don't like about it that much either, it's been brought up really early, I hope they'll patch this in the future, or in the very, very near future at least, is to actually make it so that the beeping noise that you guys are hearing all throughout this video right now, I wish it would be possible to actually find a way to, I guess, reduce that. It would be too much to ask if you can get rid of it altogether, but it would be very nice if they could reduce that. Alright, Allied Commander is doing okay. We have killed everyone. I believe there's a surprise Corrin somewhere around here too, right? Yep, there she is. Don't hit me, don't hit me. Okay, cool. Sorry, I put you on the bottom of the tier, it was Corrin. Okay, we got ourselves this one, and the fun thing about these Dual Warrior specials is just how cool they look. I think we got near all of them. I think, like, at the end of this video, I'll also show you guys what Tharja's Awakening mode looks like, those of you guys that are interested. Part of the reason of this showcase is also just to show what the new animations are. So again, like with most fortresses, just run in, throw in the frisbee, and that's an instant. Look how much damage that is. Again, the Vengeance, it applies to regular damage, doesn't apply to things like specials, but when it comes to things like this attack, it's quite nice. Using Nosferatu might also be a good idea. That's the combo 5, or the combo 4. So like this attack here, you can actually just go ahead and use this to expose stun gauge, but also get some nice AoE. And now we can just line up the shots, and that should hit everyone. Almost killed the fort captain there. The thing is, we have been getting a full heal, because I think yeah, I walked past the Lissa, I think that's what happened. I walked past the Lissa, and then she saw that I was clearly in danger. Like, I'm endangering myself at this point. Okay, while we're waiting for these doors to open, we might as well clear out some of these little guys. We're actually kind of boxed in. There's no escape aside from taking this route, unless we go all the way around. So we can go ahead and take on this Sorcerer, do a Dual Warrior special just because we can. It's really easy to build up meter when you're using the Robin moveset, I have to say. Again, that combo 6, if you have Armored Blow, you don't run the risk of having your combo interrupted. It's very, very important to have if you're using any of the Robins or for Tharja. Here we go. Okay, so Elise is going to be a very interesting fight because she has the highest resistance in the game, and I might as well just mention it right. Oh wait, yeah, we also have the we have the Mountain Slayer. It also bears mentioning that she's actually one of the few good users of the new Amplify ability. So we're going to go ahead and wait for her to do an attack, and we are going to run in, do this. If she hits me during this, this will be scary. Oh! Okay, good. And just dodge everything while we still can. And here we go, here comes Awakening mode. Okay, and then press A to break this. This will not kill, I don't believe, just because of how high Elise's resistance is. If you use Amplify on her, she can reach crazy levels. And there we go. Oh, cool. Okay, we got it, man. Okay, so that's the thing about Tharja, though. Really, really cool stuff when it comes to breaking things with Armor Strike, and then following it up with some regular attacks to just completely destroy them. She's a really fun character overall, and fans of the actual character in Fire Emblem Awakening will be very happy to see that she kind of falls in line with the typical sorcerer that have the Vengeance ability, that rely on having low HP to do increased amounts of damage. Might not be the most optimized thing in the world, but it does kind of give that sort of class fantasy of sorts, where you want to play as a Dark Mage, and Tharja really does fit the bill. So anyways, guys, thanks very, very much for joining me today. We had a lot of fun, and we're going to be continuing with all the rest of the DLC characters. Owain is going to be happening really soon, and I know that there have been people asking about certain level-up strategies, and it's very easy to level up in this DLC pack, I will say that right now. Going to be very easy to do. Please look forward to that tomorrow. Tomorrow I will show how long it takes to get to level 100, if assuming that you are leveling someone down to 1. Really, really cool stuff. Please look forward to it, and until then, I look forward to see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.